No,
We are live.
no. Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome back. This is LABRISH Live. This is where we talk about our favorite reality TV shows from a black perspective. Sorry. And at the moment, in this episode, we are talking about Love Never Lies.
Yeah.
Yes, on Netflix. And we have a guest, guys. We have an amazing guest. We have Little Black Books 91. So,
hey.
Joe, thank you for coming and joining us.
Come on.
Appreciate you. All the way
Exactly.
No
in
problems.
Ghana.
Amazing.
Listen,
Seriously.
Which
across the
part of
seas.
Ghana are you in?
Hmm?
Which part of Ghana are you in?
Oh, I'm in the main heart. I'm in Accra, so I'm
Okay.
deep in it. Yeah. It's good vibes here. I can't lie. Just sun is beautiful.
I can tell by the slowness of how you're talking. You just
Exactly.
seem very
Listen,
chill,
I'm not even
very
trying to move
relaxed.
fast. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is realization.
yeah.
Oh, mate, you've
No, I
got the
love it.
Ghana
I love
vibe.
it.
You're on that go slow.
hmm That's
Love
it.
it. Love it.
Don't
Love
rush
it.
nothing. You know what I mean? Sweetness.
Exactly. Guys, as you're coming in, make sure you book that like button. Please do it now as well. Replay gang, make sure you leave your comments and everything like that. And of course, subscribe to our channel and also Little Black Books 91 if you haven't done so already too.
Yeah.
And Nana, what else can people do to get a little bit close to us this, holiday season?
Guys, you know what you've got to do. You join us all the time. You need to sign up to our YouTube membership. It is just $1.99. It's cheap. We give you an extra episode every week, and we do membership lives twice a month as well. You know this now that next year we are entering into our tiered phase, our tiered era, as it were. So get it while it's cheap. Sign up now. I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now. Please don't disgrace us. So we need 10 of you to join our membership in front of Kojo so he knows that we are the real deal. Yeah.
So he knows it's real. I love that. Seriously. As you're doing that, Nana, guys, can you just think about, has anyone got their wrapped, their Spotify wrapped? This is very random, but I got mine.
Oh, we got it
No?
already?
Yeah, I got mine. Did you get yours, Kojo? No?
I don't use Spotify, so I didn't
You
get a
don't use
wrap.
Spotify. What do you use?
YouTube. You know, I use
YouTube.
YouTube
Oh,
Premium.
okay, cool. Oh,
That's
YouTube
about it.
Premium. Okay.
Well, they gave me for free, so let me not say anything.
No, I love that. I think we got that as well, actually.
We do,
Didn't
we
we?
do.
Yeah. On our main account. Yeah, I got my Spotify wrapped, and Andre 3000 took the crown, man. Seriously, that flute album, I actually use it. Yeah, like I listen
You were
to it to
listening
go
to a
to
flute album.
sleep. Yeah, like it's so relaxing. It's so relaxing.
Mm.
So like apparently I've listened to it 265 times. Yeah. But it
Wow.
works. It works. Seriously. I freaking love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that was my number one. And then I had like Beyonce, of course, Jay-Z, Kanad. Well, how do you say his name? I can't even say his name. Kanatra? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And who was the other one?
K Tronada.
K Tronada, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. You know me, I can't do pronunciations. That's not my bag. And Terrell or something like that. She's like an R&B singer, alternative, R&B, I would say, kind of thing. But yeah, okay. I liked it. I thought, yeah, okay, this is right. Do you know what I mean? What are people saying in the chat? Anyone got yours? Theirs?
All right, let's see. Does anybody have their? I'll do a quick roll call for the people that are in the house.
Yes.
Judy B came in bright and early. Thank you. Melanin Sabers in the house. Yvonne White is here. Leo as well. Will Smith is in the house. Joe is here. Bathroom Diaries. Hey. Adwar is in the house. Dele. Katie B. Dammy J. Hey, Dammy.
Hey, Dammy.
Now. We have Print Finks and Sleep for Pieces in the house as well. Hello, guys. Welcome.
Hi. No one got their wrapped. Is it just me? Or maybe I'm early. Okay.
Yeah. Joe uses YouTube's Premium as well.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay, well, guys, we are here to talk about Love Never Lies, which is for me a new show on Netflix. Like I'd never heard of it before. It's based in South Africa, and I should have known from it being based in South Africa that we were in for a wild ride. What is it about South African reality TV? It is insane. It's actually insane. Everything I watch that South African reality TV is crazy. Yeah, I don't know how they get the contestants. I don't know how they get them to convince them to be like this, or maybe they're just like this. I don't know.
I've not been. Have you been before, Kaja? Have you been to South Africa? Why are you smiling like that?
He's a connoisseur.
Once upon a time, I visited such lands, 2022. No, it was really cool, actually. It was very nice, actually, place as well. I went during April time, 2022, so it was really cool.
Okay.
And yeah, can't lie to you. What you see in that show, what I experienced,
real.
Yeah,
it's real. I'm scared of them. Them and Zim people love them, but I'm scared of them. I tell them all the time. Yeah, we Nigerian men, you don't have nothing on South African and Zim.
Serious.
We're publicized a lot, but you don't know anything. You have to see madness for real in the eye, and I've seen it in South Africa. I've seen it in Zim.
I love that.
Love them, by the way, though.
Seriously. Well, yeah, I was absolutely shocked. Even the premise of the show. Okay, right. So what you got is 6 couples, right? You got 6 couples, and they are at the point where they kind of wanna. It's like the ultimatum, as you said before, Nana. It's just like whether they're gonna get married or not. Do you know what I mean? After this experiment that they go through, they're at the end of their tether, or whether they're gonna take the relationship further. So they decide that the best way to test their relationship is to go onto this reality TV show. To do that, you know, because there's so much success with reality TV show relationships. But anyway, so they go into the house. The host, Mimi, love her outfits, love her vibe, love that she just asks all the right questions. Like, do you know what I mean? She doesn't let them off. Absolutely love her. She basically comes in and says, okay, cool, you guys can see that you got issues with your relationships. What we're going to do is we're going to split you guys up. We're going to have 2 houses now. Do you know what I mean? So it's like Casa Amor. It's like Love Island Casa Amor, sending half of them to Casa Amor. And then when they're in those houses, when one group is in the houses, they get new partners to kind of tempt them into things. So, but then they have another caveat with this whole thing is that they get asked questions. So the questions that they're asked is in front of a lie detector test that kind of does some like new technology eye recognition kind of thing, which I was just like, you know what? I need to see the breakdown. I need to see the baseline. Then I need to see what I was asked. Then I need to see the results and to see whether you're telling me that I'm telling the truth or not, because I didn't believe some of the results personally. But anyway, so they do this lie detector test, and then based on whether they tell the truth or they tell a lie, they either add money to this big pot of money or they get money taken away. I wanted that part just to say to mean more, and it didn't really mean that much, really and truly, that kind of thing, because everybody seems to be okay with people taking money away from the pot. It didn't give that, to me, it didn't give what it was supposed to give, in like, you know, I wanted to see arguments like, oh, you lied. So you know what I mean? We're down money now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I needed that. So maybe they need to rewrite that.
Probably come in the next batch, because if you think now they're all trying to establish their relationships, if they're going to stay together, they got beef, they all want the drama. I think once it gets into the space where I could win it as a couple, I could win that money, I think that's when we're going to start seeing beef over people lying for dumb shit. You know, like some people, like, you don't need to lie. I think let's do it the next batch. I think we'll get there.
Yeah, you think? I kind of think that those questions, they should win money as a couple. So there's more pressure on them to like work things out, like, and not to, do you know what I mean? Because then the stakes are higher. So if you're in a couple and you tell a lie, we've lost money as a couple. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would have liked to see. What do you think, Pedro?
I mean, listen, I think they just don't care. I just think they don't care. because as somebody's in the chat, it's like too hot to handle. They have the same kind of like method in terms of having a pot of money, but these people don't care. Okay. And they are focused on their relationships and what secrets they really have to tell, because these are secrets. I think that's the difference. Maybe that's the reason why it probably doesn't work as well. That works differently for too hot to handle, which is you have to do something as a behavior, which is very different. You have to resist doing something, whereas in this show you're not resisting anything. You are literally, you really have either a truth or a lie. So you can easily be caught out, you know what I'm saying to you, because it's either happened or hasn't happened. So I think it's a bit more difficult in that space. But you're right. I think they can adjust it maybe slightly, where each couple has a certain amount of money, or if they lie, it takes away from other people's pots. Now that could start, you know what I'm saying? That would set off people a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so maybe that could be something they can do.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to pick the couple that you wanted it.
Exactly.
Oh,
it can get personal real quick.
Yeah, I need some more. I need the money to mean more, right? Do you know what I mean? I need that. Like that's the only thing I think was missing. However, the drama within the couples, oh my god,
Baby.
oh my god, oh my god. Right, I was not ready. I really wasn't ready. Okay, let me get out my little article, because you know I love a picture. 1 second. What are people saying in the chat while we're
all right? Yeah, Joe's saying, they don't seem pressed losing money, for fuck's sake. Says, excellent analysis, Kojo. They don't have 500k rands no more. Yeah, they have lost a little bit. Yeah.
But the last
Joe said, so many couples with a shower. God damn.
But this was like the ultimatum. I was just like, what the hell is going on? Why are people so free? It's weird. But yeah, and then there's just like so much misogyny as well. It's just like, what is going on? What is this? And so it's very difficult. Okay, first of all, this couple, we had Manuka. Sorry, let me just apologize. Blanket, yeah. My pronunciation is not the greatest. I'm going to try really hard, but it's not the greatest. So if you want to put phonetics in the chat, please, by all means, help me out. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But please, I'm sorry, especially to my South Africans. I'm very sorry in advance. Okay, thank you. Okay.
It's Monarca.
Manaka and Gunsi?
Gunsi, yeah.
Gunsi?
I actually know a Gunsi as well.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Okay, cool. Manaka. Okay, cool. Cute couple. Very cute couple. No? Like, I thought they were sweet. I think she's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Do you know what I mean? He's like a content creator. I don't really know what she does, but they're very young. She's 21. He's 22. Oh, gosh. They went through some stuff. They really went through some stuff. So, basically, I think it was revealed. Was it through the lie detector that he had slept with her best friend?
Yes,
which is insane. Which is insane. This is insane to me. This is insane.
From jump, these two, I was immediately like, you can't take Gonse seriously. Like the fact that he's joking as well, he doesn't take her serious from the beginning. I was totally like, I don't understand why she is even invested in this. When they got together, he said, I don't really want anything serious, and he carried on seeing other girls. It's like, listen to him. He hasn't changed a bit. He just likes you as the main squeeze. So I weren't taking these two serious at all. And he looks like DC Young Fly as well. So I put him in Joker box.
He does a little bit. He does. I don't know. I really wanted it to be like young love, and do you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, oh, they're really cute. But when he was like, he slept with the best friend, I was just like, no. And then also as well, because she started off like, she wasn't his main, and he had other people and everything like that, and she worked her way up to be the main. That's what it seemed like. And they'd only been together like 8 months or something. It's just like, baby girl, this ain't a good start. So when they get split up in the house, in the other house, Minaka, she, I can't remember the name of the guy that she was with, but she was on him.
Oh, hang
She was
on.
on him. The guy that's
Yeah,
a,
she was.
I think he's a keyboardist in the church or something.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot something, keyboardist, long
Hmm.
hands.
Yeah. I mean, he referenced his member, didn't he?
Yeah,
That as his best
yeah.
attribute.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
basically.
nothing to do with the Lord. So
At all. I was just like, this is not adding up, bro. This is not
it's a
adding up.
2.0.
Bro.
It's from
I was
Congo.
just, oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's from
Yeah.
Congo as well.
Congo.
Yeah. But yeah, she seemed smitten. She seemed absolutely smitten by him. I mean, he's a good looking guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually think they could potentially end up together. Like, I
Mm.
wouldn't be surprised if she switched. I wouldn't be surprised. No?
I mean, I personally think she's addicted to a little bit of toxicity, and I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever I see these couples, I look from both sides, right? We have a villain, which I do believe is Gonzi, right? He is a villain, okay. But the villain needs someone to be able to villainize, okay. He needs to play with somebody, and that oftentimes is the other party, right? And I think Manaka is also not being true of herself. If you are somebody who wants a Christian man, Gonzi was never that man. He was never that man. So the question I have to ask is, what attracted you to him that made you want to be around him? That even when he told you, I want to play games, you were thinking about something else to what he said. Like you missed what he said, which tells me that you ignore red flags, right? So if that's the case, it's going to be very hard for her to want to shift and move to the new guy, even if he is tall, 6 foot, plays a keyboard and does prayer with her, because more than likely that guy, he's even giving me player vibes too, the tall guy.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
What?
I mean, what man in their right mind wants to go on the show to come and steal you and is a sensible individual?
Exactly. There's no way
He
was
better play you the same way.
Yeah. But he's a better looking player though. Like if she
Oh
was
yeah,
up,
he is.
a better looking guy, and at least
Mhm.
he's tall and dark, and yeah, I think he was better looking. But same thing, I didn't even believe him that he's in the church. I don't know. I felt
What?
like
No, they prayed together.
and
They
and
prayed
he
together.
And
he
so did
was like
Tyler.
really,
Sorry,
nah.
He did.
sorry.
No, he did.
Sorry. I take that back, guys. Cross-referencing like that is not good.
No, but he absolutely did. He absolutely did. And I thought it was a red flag. Hey Tristiana, see you on YouTube. Yeah. But yeah, absolute red flag when I saw that. I was just like, oh god, he's gonna get her. He's definitely gonna get her. But yeah, I think yeah, I wanted them to last longer, but when he done his switch and the girl that was with him, he was just like, okay, I'm done with Manuka. Like I've moved on. Maybe it was just a fling. I just thought, oh, that's horrible. That's a horrible thing to say. Do you know what I mean? It just seemed like he was hell bent on like embarrassing her when she didn't do too much in comparison to what he's actually done, which is sleep with her best friend. You know?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
You know what? I had a question about them. They do things. Him and the new girl. Her name's gone out of my head. The one that he was.
I don't think he.
I don't think so.
Did he? I don't think so. No, I think he kept it a little bit under wraps. But yeah, the girl was trying though.
I think she wanted to. Yeah,
she wanted to. Yeah, she saw something and wanted to go after it.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't think it absolutely happened. Yeah, but yeah. So what do we think? Because I think the next episode is going to be the reunion. Will Smith, I'm learning. The next one's going to be reunion. Do you think these guys are going to stay together, or do you think they're separated?
I think they might be still together, to be honest.
Really?
Or let me say, rather than still together, maybe I say that if she did break up, it took a little while. Okay, all right. So we probably had a little, Ramses and Marissa moments. Okay, where we're going back and forth. And before we got to that stage, because like I said, me personally, if you didn't get vexed at the fact, or you didn't blow up at the fact that whether it was a break or not a break, that he slept with your best friend, and you were still sticking around, yeah, you probably gonna go back, because I don't see sensibility in your decision making, because I mean, it would be normal for someone to blow up. Someone tell you that, listen, you're probably gonna hate me. I slept with your best friend, which of course you're not cool with her now, but it makes a difference. Like, he slept with your best friend. So I'd have thought that would have been something that would be wild. And he did not answer the question about whether he cheated on her or not, which means he cheated on her. So
Yes.
I mean, sis.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
It's not looking good, is it?
No,
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
If they do break up, I think it's firmly on Concert saying, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Well, he's basically said that, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think she will be like, let's work it out. We can talk through it. Like, it's me and you in the world. And he will be the one to be like, look, I just want something light and playful. And he does. That is what he's after until he's not.
Yeah.
I still think he wouldn't pick her, even when he's in the space of, I don't want anything light and playful. I think that will be a new woman that comes along. So she should just go about her business, find a nice Christian man.
Yeah, bless her. Bless them. Okay, so on to Clayton and Wilfred. Now, I can't lie. This was difficult because they look so much alike.
Twins.
Like, I was just like, are these not brothers? What's going on? They look so similar. And then the people they hooked them up also look similar. And I was just like, what's happening? Like, it was giving Jackson 5. I was just original. But yeah, these guys, very, very cute. But yeah, Clayton and Wilfred. I can't even remember who went first. I think it was
Villa in Jolu. It was Clayton was the first one in there.
Clayton went first, right? Yeah. And he was he flirting? I think he was flirting a little bit.
Yeah.
He was flirting a little bit.
A little bit. Maybe he was whole flirting. What you talking about? He was seeing booty holes. Sorry. He was seeing naked Nick. He was seeing stuff he shouldn't be seeing. Every couple in the show broke boundaries. He was doing that as well.
Yes.
He was touching.
Yes.
Talking about how he was touching
Yes, he was. Sorry. Coming back to me. Yeah. He was actually doing the most. And Wilfred was just like, yeah, just why is he doing this?
Again.
I felt for Wilfred. I did feel for Wilfred. And like, what was he saying? Like, I think Clayton was saying that Wilfred is too much of a big character for him. And he doesn't feel like he's himself when he's with him. And I was just like, well, why are you with him then? Like, I just thought,
certainly.
Yes.
Go get someone else then. Do you know what I mean? Because you clearly don't like him for who he is. Say it again.
They're both fighting for the limelight. I think it's even the reflection that they look so similar with each other as well. It's like, so where is the yin and yang to you guys? If both of you can be the main characters in this, like, who is going to then be like, okay, when somebody's up, I'm going to be down. If you're both like, I want to be up. I can't see the compatibility with them other than them mirror reflections of each other. It's like, I don't see it working. And that guy that came in for Clayton that he had been following on social media, that's a problem. Like, really.
Yeah.
Nah.
And he got the question wrong about whether they've been flirting before or something, right? And he was just like, no. And that came up as a lie. Yeah. I did believe him, though. I did.
I can't lie to you. This relationship is dead the water, like Gonzi and Manaka. Because first and foremost, when anybody says that they are possessive and jealous, know that relationship carries so much toxicity. All right, because to be able to be in a space of being possessive and jealous is from low self-esteem and low self-worth. So that's the reason why you want to possess people, because you are afraid of. And the third thing is being afraid of abandonment. So Clayton actually mentioned that they're afraid of being abandoned. So this is why they actually stick together. It's a trauma bonding relationship. And then, I think also Wilfred has already forgiven Clayton of cheating. So he's already cheated in the past, and Wilfred has forgiven it, right? And now they're back on the show. And Clayton again once more, while he doesn't physically cheat, as in physically, I should say sexually cheat. He does physically cheat, right? By touching, by, touching, exploring a little bit of the person's body, seeing a person naked and everything like that, doing those things again. Because Clayton's biggest issue is that he's got a hole in his heart, right? He's wounded. He has to prove that he's wanted and desired. And that is always going to cause him to go externally to other people to try and to receive that adoration. And I think the aspect about even the jealousy of Wilfred is really concerning, because why would you be so in competition with your partner that when they are an excitable character, you're trying to outdo them, which is actually really a reflection of himself again. He just really wants, it's not that he doesn't like his partner, but he doesn't like his partner in the sense of the fact that you are stealing shit. He's acting like a tree in the jungle fighting for the light of photosynthesis. Like you are trying to stop your other tree from getting that light so that you can shine. And the problem with that is that it becomes competitive, and then you do things that are very toxic, which is why he went out and did what he did. So yeah, man, I wasn't feeling it, to be honest.
No, definitely. They're on a hide into nowhere. Because I can't see them working through all of, they'll go into that cycle of they'll be okay, something will change, get really bad, they'll be okay, they'll go round and round and round. I don't even know why he was thinking about marriage. It's literally like, you two, this isn't a marriage couple at all. Like, just sack it off. But I think they're going to stay together for a little bit longer, though. I don't think they're over it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that too. I think they're too young for marriage as well, like just way too young, just like the last couple, like way too young. But yeah, I can see them staying together and trying to work it out, just because I think they just want to be seen as good people as well. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like they'll do that. Yeah, I can't see them splitting up, unfortunately, because I just don't think they're good together.
They're not together. And Wilfred just needs to get up and leave. That's what he needs to do. Clayton's a villain just like Gonse. It's the same villain. You know what I mean? He's the same villain, and he will continually push those boundaries, and he gonna cheat again. And Wilfred, if he doesn't learn how to have a good boundaries and actually put himself first, he will be in a relationship where he's consistently forgiving being cheated on over and over again. So I think Wilfred just needs to get himself into step, gather himself up, heal, and come out of that relationship, because it will continue to go on. If not, he might want to retaliate himself. So you become just like them.
I have a question, because again, I couldn't go back and watch it. But did he sleep, Wilfred? Did he sleep with his dude that he was patched up with when he was in Villa and Drolu? When somebody knocked on the door and he was like, "Don't come in, we're naked."
I don't think they slept together, but I think the guy was naked in the bed.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe something took place.
I think he saw some stuff.
Wow.
But I don't think they I don't know if they crossed the line. Do you know what I mean?
Which one, Wilfred or Clayton?
This is when Wilfred had his couple.
His turn.
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
It was in night vision, so it was really quick. But I was like, "Hang on, what's going on? Like, why are we skipping over what Wilfred's up to?" Yeah. Well,
yeah, because Jordan says they better check 23andMe because Daddy may have had secrets.
Exactly.
They look way too similar. Honestly, I was just like, "What's going on?" Okay, cool. So on to Kuda and Lynn, who've been together for 7 years. 7 years. Insane to me.
These two are a mess.
Absolutely. So, Kuda looked like he does music. I don't know if he does, but he looked like he does music.
He could do. I think
like
that's the vibe. Yeah.
It's just insane. I think it was Lynn. Did Lynn go first? I think Lynn went first, and she was matched with one of Kuda's ex flatmates, which is so weird to me. Absolutely weird. And she really kind of liked. I think they were more friends only, but she just liked that he was being nice to her, right? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Kuda obviously seeing some clips of that didn't like that. Do you know what I mean? He was just like, "Oh, maybe I've come here and maybe it's over now." But it just turned out, I think the last lie detector test was saying that he thinks that she mummies him, that she's like over, like kind of like mummying him, and that he's what was it that he was staying there because he didn't want to move on, or was that her question? I can't remember. But one of them was saying that they just staying in the relationship because they're too scared to move on.
Oh, her question.
That was her one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my God. First of all, also as well, I'm going to say it. That curly wig, absolutely not. Throw it away. I hated it with a passion. Throw it in the bin. It was horrible.
But I think all of her wigs were pants, really. Like, she didn't need to do anything at all because her hair was fine. Like honestly,
Exactly.
a short little cut it looked cute on her.
It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are a mess. Like from jump when they were together in there, I was like, these two, like, sack it off. He's immature. You want to see something that he is not. I'm actually interested from you, Kojo, why she is staying with this dude, because I couldn't see it. I was literally like, what's the hook? What are you feeding it? What is the thing? He's unreliable, he's immature, he does stupid things that you can spot he's doing it. Why are you there? Why have you been there for 7 years? I didn't understand.
And also, what do you call it? He was snuggling with the girl. He tried to snuggle with the girl that he was paired with, and she didn't want to snuggle.
She don't like him.
That's because like, that's the truth.
She did not like him. Star weren't on it. She wasn't on him. After the first kind of like day, I think she settled into you're irritating and mildly amusing at best. But Star was out. He wasn't on it, and he wasn't getting it. It was like, so again, I went back to Lynn. Lynn, what are you seeing in this dude, please? I don't understand what the hook is. I'm not getting it.
It's weird.
You know, some people get stuck in these relationships, but I think you kind of said it earlier on, right? She likes the mother. That is a problem. So long as she's mothering, she's not actually seeing that she's actually locking herself into the relationship. Like Kuda is someone who she said that he breaks boundaries. He has female friends that are far too close. He goes on holidays. Things happen. He doesn't disclose fully what happens. You know, doesn't seem to be mature. She doesn't feel like she's free. She doesn't feel like she's being led. She doesn't feel like that she's able to be her. Girl, what are you still in this relationship for? Well, because there is some level of reward that you get from mothering him, from trying to birth a man out of this young boy. You're getting some level of enjoyment from, or should I say, an ego from it, right? And that speaks to the brokenness that she has within herself because of that position. So I call it, when you're trying to birth Frankenstein, people do this, both men and women do this, where we call it, you're fluffing someone up, right? So you're trying to build them. And some of us get caught up in this building phase of trying to build someone up, and we get excited about what they could be. So we're building them, we're spending time, energy, resources into them. And we may see little incremental changes, but we get used to the power of us feeling like, if I'm there, they can change. If I'm not there, they may not change. And that becomes what is the hooks you in and keeps you locked into that relationship. I think she finally saw it by the end of this episode 6, that not only has she been doing it wrong, but also at the same time, she realized that the boy don't even get gal like that. What's going on? Like, what? You can't even read. You can't even. Like, she was more embarrassed about the fact that he got rejected than actually him actually trying to cheat. I said, at that point, you know, sis, that this ain't it. If you are not more focused on him getting rejected. And I think this kind of just tells us a story about, I think she was emotionally starting to drift anyway. This just finally put maybe more of a nail in the coffin. She may still have a few months where she still kind of, you know, goes back and forth, but she's pretty much done. Like, she's pretty much done.
I think you're spot on though. Yeah, because I would be, if I was her and I'm watching my man still try to cheat and get rejected, that's a blow to my ego now. Because what's wrong with my man? Like, and
then I would be like, what's wrong with me? Also, no? Like,
yes, it's like, what's going on? She's supposed to be the seductress. Star is supposed to be trying to take my man, and she is rejecting him. I hope she learns. I'm hoping that they are not together, but there's something in me that's like, no, I don't know. I feel like she may stick with it just for the sheer amount of years. Like, I've put in 60 years, so I need to get something out of it, type of thing, instead of knocking it off. I don't know. She seems to love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. I think she's put in the work, and she's put in the time and energy. So it's just like, if I give this up now, like, I don't know what she wants, like, do you know what I mean, in terms of like family and stuff and everything like that. But at this point in her life, she's probably thinking about those things. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be a lot for her to start again. Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Naledi and Naledi and Nikiwe. So yes, this couple, very interesting couple. They are, well, they started out as being polyamorous. By the end of episode 6, Nikiwe Nikiwe did not want to be polyamorous anymore. She wants monogamy. Naledi, they definitely want to hold on to polyamory.
Yeah.
They're just
This is the wildest.
It's so selfish. It was so selfish. She's just like, I can be. They were just like, sorry, I can be with who I want to be with. You can't stop me being with anybody else. I was just like, wow, this is a lot. Also, they want to control the money in the relationship as well when they don't earn as much as Nick.
Yes, Nikiwe. I was so baffled as to how this is working. So Nilede is like, I can have an extra partner, but you can't, Nikiwe.
Yeah.
So that's polygamy, isn't it? And then polyamorous would be that both of them could. And then Nikiwe is like, I want to be monogamous. Nikiwe had cheated with her ex
when they want a break or something.
On a break, yeah. Back to that.
I was really like, okay, I don't get it. And then Nalede is also trans male, but non-binary as well. All of the terms and everything. I was like, I'm now, my head is spinning. I was just like, where's the compatibility? That's all I was. Where is the meat in the middle of this? Because foundationally you want two different things. So why are we even working this out? You're saying she ain't got any money. You also are not bringing any money in. What's going on?
What's going on here?
What's happening?
I didn't see their love, right? I didn't see what it is that brings them together. Like, I really didn't. It just seemed like you want to get married, like, for what? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make any sense. It's just like you're clearly not there at all, really. I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Let's just keep it a buck, okay? First and foremost, Naledi is a trans man.
Yeah.
Nikiwe has a baby father who she went back to on the break for a little pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they're obviously together, right? And Naledi wants control of the finances, even though she doesn't make any of the finances.
Yeah.
Nikiwe wants to withhold those finances because she doesn't trust Naledi. Okay. And also within that, we actually mentioned Nana and Sads as well, that hold on a minute now. Naledi also is saying she wants polyamory, but really and truly she wants polygamy. So we've got power struggles across the board here, right? And also it's quite interesting because I find that this particular couple here specifically, by obviously Naledi choosing to go into a trans man role, that the very person that Nikiwe was actually doing her thing with was a cis male. So there's going to be some insecurities here that are going to definitely flare up in this situation, right? Number two, I think also that with Naledi trying to have the not being polyamorous but more polygamy, it's given her wanting power and control rather than actually wanting an open, honest relationship, because she never started off that way. She started off by saying she wanted a polyamory and then wanted you to close it. That tells me that there's some wounds there, and it's operating as wanting to have power, and that power is letting you shut the door but let me have an openness to do whatever I want to do. And if you really notice the way she put the language, it's not polyamory, if I'm really honest with you. This is, I want to do what I want to do, because what she actually said was, what if in 10 years time I connect with somebody and I want to be open? Yeah, you don't want polyamory at that point, guys. Let's be honest, you don't. You want to have your cake and eat it. And a lot of times when you listen to someone's language of how to describe something, it's not that they want polyamory. It's you want your cake when you want to eat it, as somebody said about Leo just the other day. And so when I was watching them also within that space, I was asking questions about Nikiwe as well, though, because if Naledi saying is true about the financial aspect, sis, if you're struggling financially but you have money, which means that we have problems with spending money and we're not actually very good at controlling our finances. That's a big thing in a relationship. Like, you can't even underplay that, because you're probably going to be a problem if you want to do more things in a relationship and you can't control how you spend or control how you save or whatever. It does become a problem. And I think my final point on them too is that it's interesting that we change roles haven't changed. That Naledi is still trying to play the masculine male patriarchal role in that space, and actually is encompassing the toxic aspects of that patriarchal male role. And it's leading to power rather than actually good leadership in that space. So the question then becomes to say is, Naledi, what kind of examples of males or men have you seen that you are basing, you believe in, again, it's your truth, to become the trans male? Who did you watch to see to base your masculinity and male leadership on? Because the way you're leading it, it's from a place of power, not from a place of actual love, from what I'm seeing. So it's quite interesting in that space as well. So yeah, just something I just noticed about them too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Occupying those roles. When you see a lot of lesbian couples, they occupy those same dynamics as well. And a lot, especially like the mass presenting ones, there is like a level of dominance that you see in the same way as you will see in some heterosexual couples as well. It's very interesting when you're seeing the dynamics play out. But also, it was the level of, it took a while before that whole money thing came out. Before it really was like Naledi just saying she's not good with money, but then she wasn't saying she's also supporting me as well, though, as well as her child. She wasn't they weren't disclosing that information. It was like,
that seems strategic, though.
Yes, exactly. It was like, it's all is a problem here. Like, really, I don't know. When they first came on, I thought they were going to be less complicated. And as it was going along, it's like, oh my God, you two are a proper mess. This whole situation is a mess. And it sounds like it's been a mess from its inception as well. Like, it's just messy all around. I hope they separate, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they should be together. They don't want the same thing. They ultimately do not want the same thing at all. So it's just going to end in heartache. And I think that Naledi is being very selfish. Do you know what I mean? I mean, generally they're being very, very selfish. So yeah. Okay, moving on to the next couple. Oh, Sia and Pretty. Oh my God.
All around.
I was not ready for these two. I was not ready for these two at all. Pretty. Oh gosh. Okay, right. Let's start. Sia is a short king. Yeah, he is a short king. Pretty has made this known for the start, but somehow Pretty has equated short king to ugly, undesirable. That's what she's equated it to, because every single chance she gets, she's like, I've lowered my standards for this guy. Like, he's not even nice, but I'm with him. All this. I was just like, no way is she saying this very loudly, mind you, and repeatedly saying this. I'm just like, hold on a second. The guy's he's not even like clapped. Like, he's all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, wow, I thought I discriminated against short guys, but I didn't. I obviously hadn't met Pretty at all. Then I was just like, Pretty thinks she's really nice. And I was just like, babe, you're at the same level. You're at the same level. You're the same level as your man. Yes. You're a perfect. You're like, seriously, no one is punching. You're the same. Yeah? Let's just relax. Let's just absolutely relax. She was so he went to the other house first, and he was with a girl who basically, it was her mission. I don't know whether they got bonuses for trying to make something happen or going like different bases and stuff, because she was on an absolute mission to seduce this guy, and I don't think she really liked him that much anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in it.
I didn't believe her for a second. But
Mm-mm.
I liked that she was bigging him up because I think he just needed that ego boost anyway. But yeah, I didn't believe her. She
Yeah,
went on.
no. So yeah, he kind of obviously he got tempted and everything like that. Then it reveals like, you know, now he's like free and away from Pretty. He then gets his confidence and he's just like, you know, I'm being emasculated, you know, do you know what I mean? And you know, everyone's just like, yeah, you are. And then as soon as the tables turn, he's just like, no, he can't, because Pretty had an argument with the guy that she was with, yeah.
Absolutely.
She ended up arguing with him because she said that she was upset about him. He kind of tried to change the subject or something else, and she was just like, "You're not even listening to my feelings. Like, what's going on?" But she said it. You know, they got into like it was getting heated. It was getting very heated. You know what I mean? She was standing her ground and all that kind of stuff. When Sia is watching the clip, he's just like, "How can she say that? How could he say that to her? What? Your woman is nuts." Or maybe because that's his nuts. Maybe that's his crazy that he likes that. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, very strange dynamic. I like very codependent relationship. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, she was just like, you know, what's a man? I think she was asked what's a man. Oh, they're supposed to be tall, have money, this, that, the other. He's not tall, he doesn't have any money. Like, I was just like, you're saying this on television? Like, seriously? I felt for him. And then she was trying to make him jealous by twerking on the guy that she was with. I thought that was a bit much.
That was a lot. And
yeah.
Unnecessary.
Absolutely unnecessary. And yeah, Alicia, when Pretty was shouting in the mirror, practicing her argument, I was just, I do that.
Sorry. That was horrible, though. Everything that she was saying about him, I was like, this is what you would she also in another breath is going to be like, I love this man. Like, you are reducing him to an amoeba, but you love this man. Like, I found her amusing, and she is kind of cute, and she is kind of pretty. Like, I like her name, but overall, she is extremely toxic and vile, and what she's doing to his self-esteem and reducing him like that's where he's just now under her foot. Like, even the fact that he kept on saying, I just let things go, but I'm not weak, but I just let things go. And when she was saying horrible things, and it's like, yeah, I'm not even responding to it. It's like, so he's already numb now. He ain't actually really deep in what she's saying about him consistently, because she's been saying it to him. So nothing was phasing him. He was so like, yeah, this is how she talks. But he shouldn't be standing to be spoke to like that, and to have her exes flaunted, and to be like, I was a hot girl, like all of that. It's disgusting. It's properly sour behavior. I really felt for him. Really did feel for him, because I wasn't seeing him doing something to her. It was just like, I'm here for you, and her just being like, yeah, but you're also not good enough as well. And it's like, nah, this is horrible. Runs, but again, I don't think he is going to leave her at all. I think he's in love with his Pretty. You know.
I mean, I think both of them are of the same ilk, right? So with Sia, obviously, when she met Sia, first of all, Missy had a main chick and a side chick, and actually she was a side chick to the side chick. So first and foremost, that relationship was messy in the beginning. And then obviously, you know, I think there are insecurities on both sides. I think she was absolutely right. He doesn't feel like he can measure up to her. Absolutely. I think obviously as well that, you know, with her as at the same time, I think she might have felt like, you know what, you know, some type of way about the fact that she was going below her particular standard. You know what I'm saying to you? And I always say, whenever you choose someone below your standard, you tend to treat them below your standard. So like, don't do it, right? So that's why you saw the stuff come out at the mirror, because she was moving like somebody who was scorned by somebody who she felt was lower than her. And then nothing worse than being played by somebody you thought was beneath you. Like, how dare you? You know what I mean? And that's what that mirror scene was.
Absolutely. Do you know who I am?
On the wall. Do you know who exactly? And the mirror was telling her straight, you're the baddest of them all. And so she was obviously angry about that. I think in both sets, I think what we see though is some overlaps here, right? So Sia's anger is a problem. because she goes off on people, and doesn't realize that actually it can become emasculating, but not just emasculating, it can become toxic, it can become abusive if you don't be careful. You need to know, because how is it that the new gentleman, you were screaming and shouting at him already? How? He barely knows you. You know what I mean? So, and he was just sitting there taking it. So, like, how is it that we're in that space, right? And I think at the same time, I think with Sia, whilst he is very quiet and everything as well, he doesn't speak up, and that's a big problem too, right? Because you can end up becoming complicit by not saying anything and being very passive about how you really feel, and so that can store up and become passive aggressive behaviors, and that can also end up being manipulative in some senses. I'm not saying that's necessarily 100% of what he was doing, but as we saw with the lady that he was dealing with, my lady, the lady that he was with, she was bigging him up. He felt more comfortable to speak. He felt more comfortable to voice his opinions. But she actually told him at the beginning, you are mad quiet and you don't actually tell your truth about how you actually feel. And that told me what I need to know. So he was with Pretty, and Pretty was with, they were mirrors of each other, because we date people based on either they have something that we like, that we want from them, or two, they have a similar characteristic. But I think more in the case of you have something that I can't do. So Pretty maybe loves the fact that he's a bit more quieter and can be more reserved and not saying everything that's on his mind, right? Doesn't get him into trouble. But at the same time, he may like the fact that she's very more outspoken, more brash, even when he needs more of that confidence. And so actually that's what ties them together. They're kind of wanting to kind of learn from each other and grasp from each other, but not realizing that there is disrespect that's going to happen in that space. So while he did feel emasculated, and I guess, quote unquote, he might have been proven to be true, I do feel like, that Sia is a person that, and I know people keep saying that, the girl wouldn't have checked for Sia. I think Sia is one of those men that finds women that are out of his league all the time. There is a rare breed of men that you think to yourself, they never get the girl, but they get these girls that are completely out of their league, and it always ends badly because they're willing to simp it out. When I say simp out, in the sense of they're willing to be a yes man. You know what I'm saying to you? So I know that girl that he got in the villa, I think that is a girl that he could get. But the problem is that he will never maintain it. And that's his issue. He'll never maintain the girl. But he can get, because there's something about him that the girls kind of like about him, but he will never maintain. So he will never handle that girl long term. So I think he just needs to, there's some things he needs to work on, I think, as well, discipline wise for himself and speaking up for himself,
Yeah. He definitely needs to speak up. Says Kojo, yes, but he couldn't handle her in there. Sia, and I can imagine maybe before, when Sia had his little player ways, maybe he was a different type of guy as well. I do think there is a level of reducing that Pretty has done to him. Like, he doesn't even, it's really interesting when they first all got there, and I think it was Kuda said something about, oh, you're going to be doing the cooking because he's the chef. And his face just looked like, I can't laugh or retaliate. And that was in their first scene. And I was like, what's up with this dude? We hadn't even met them properly yet. I just think there's a lot that he is burying. Like, just now, can he even talk properly about anything? I mean, she's so dominating. He needs to get away from that, because the shouting is a lot. And that's what she's doing, and being very cognizant of cameras. And she kept on saying it as well. He's doing this to me on TV. I'm like, what? How do you talk to him when you two are together? And you both say we're always together as well. I'm suspicious of them. I'm not feeling Pretty at all, actually. Although she is cute, but I'm not feeling her.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna be together. Well, actually, no. I think they're gonna stay together. That's I think they're gonna stay together. I think he's gonna say, "This is the suffering that I can deal with. This is his portion." I think.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh god.
This is the last one. This is the last one, isn't it? Nancy and how do you say this? Bahali.
But it's got a thing to it. So it actually, sometimes when people were saying his name, it actually even sounded like Charlie, like Bochale.
Bochale.
Yeah, I think that's probably better.
Nancy is a hottie. Yeah, first of all, yeah, she's an absolute hottie, but by far the best looking girl. I'm not gonna lie, seriously. Yeah.
naturally as well. Like
Yes,
she's
do you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
like,
Like body, face, everything. Like, do you know what I mean? And nice personality. Like triple threat. Like, I just couldn't believe it. And Bahali, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be mean, but the way this guy was punching was just so. I was just like, what is happening? This is unjust. I felt
I think it's because he's tall. He's a big guy, isn't it? He's tall. He's a big guy. I think that's his appeal.
Yeah. Oh God. So he goes to the what do you call it? So their issue actually, they really established this very early that their issue is that he's not sleeping with her, right? They've been in a relationship for I can't remember how long, but they're not sleeping together, and it's because he does not want to sleep with her. And I'm just like, I was looking like, what? I was confused. What am I looking at? But now I'm just like, okay, cool. We're gonna find out what their business is. We don't know, but this is just seems insane to me. So then he goes into the other villa, and he is paired with a white girl called Mia, and somehow all of his sexual urges, everything comes rushing back because he is on Mia. Now Mia doesn't even put up any sort of resistance at all. Like she is none. She was twerking as soon as she dropped in. She said her best asset is her ass. I was just like, geez, because it's not your face, is it? But anyway, like honestly, it's a song. It's a song. It's a song. But Jesus Christ, she was just on it. She was just so on it. She didn't like, I don't even know. The producers must have known this is a weak man. Yeah. This is an absolute weak man. And she was just like, right, bet, got him. Yeah, it was just almost instant. Like he wasn't even thinking about Nancy. He wasn't thinking about the relationship. He slept with her, with Mia, and then when when Nancy finds out this, obviously she's absolutely devastated. She still wants to work things out. At one point she was just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have talked to him the way I was talking to him and everything like that. And I was just like, oh my God, bless you. Then you see Bahale when they done the switch doing what I can only call as fake spiritual nonsense. Oh, I was drawn to the waters. What the fuck are you even sorry? But like I was so enraged because before when he was talking to Mia, he was saying, oh, I don't even come to the sea. Now you're drawn to the waters, yeah? Because you want to get your women back. I was just like, no, throwing water in himself and everything like that. And he, just wants Nancy to forgive him. I was just like, this is insane. Feel sorry for the girl. Nancy was paired with a guy. He looked like Sideshow Bob to me. Like I just like it was terrible. Those girls got done dirty. Like they're no, absolutely not. That was not great. He was not a great match for her at all. And she was just I just felt for the girl, man. She was super, super heartbroken. And Bahali just he likes white women. Someone needs to call Dr. Uma, maybe. I don't know.
Kojo, I'm intrigued to hear your summation of these two because what's going on? Is it that he likes a light skin thing? Is that what his issue is?
I mean, she was pretty much white at this point. Yeah, listen, let's be honest, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think Bahali, I think he needs to be honest. He likes white women. I think it's very similar to what I noticed with Aussie Nikiwe situation. Why did they bring her a full man? So I shouldn't say full man. Apologies, a cis man. And then they bring him a white woman, probably because they know your preferences, right? So the reality of the situation is that here they brought you a white woman. Why would you be tempted by a white woman? Because I'm not tempted by them. You know what I mean? Like I'm tempted by it. So you ain't gonna bring that to me. Like, I'm just gonna be like, that's right. You know what I mean? Like all jokes aside, like it's not gonna be for me. So they brought that because that's what he's actually interested in. And actually, he confirmed it because he said she's his type. And I said, how can she be her type? Because she's nothing like your wife, your girl. So how can it be the case? So in that space, we saw with him that he broke those boundaries, and what he was trying to allude to was that with Mia, he finds himself being stimulated, mentally stimulated, emotionally stimulated. He finds himself sexually being stimulated. He managed to get an erection. So it's like, yeah, you know what, this is where I need to be. And at first I thought, is it because he wants an emotional connection? Then I realized, because before Mia came in, I thought it might have been he needs more of an emotional depth to be able to connect to somebody, to be able to have that sexual connection. There are some people that like that very deep sapiosexuals, right? I thought at first that's what it was alluding to. Then when I saw Mia, I said, oh, this is not even about sapiosexual, because nothing about Mia is given deep, nothing about Mia is given intellectual, and she's white. So at that point, it's like, you're okay. So why are you not honest with yourself? What are the mitigating factors that are stopping you from being really honest that you want a white woman?
Yeah.
You're not interested in women because you actually can't even get an erection, my guy. So that is telling us that you don't have any sexual attraction to black women. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Just keep it real and just be honest with yourself and not mess up someone else when you don't need to be in that relationship. Because you don't want her, you don't want that type of woman, and that's okay. You don't have to talk bad about it. You just say your type is a white woman, and that's okay. And you go and date your type. Now, what is interesting in between that space is also, like, again, we always ask the question, so what drew the both of them together? Why they're in a relationship? And I think maybe he's hiding something. Maybe his family probably feel like some way he doesn't want to embarrass somebody or whatever. He's not being true to himself because of some kind of external factors, right? Maybe society, how they look at him, and he's afraid of the way he'll be judged, right? And so that's not why he's choosing that. And then obviously with Nancy, they asked her a really interesting question: do you use sex to kind of like overlook the issues? And she said no, she was lying. And I said, well, that makes sense as to why also maybe you're in this relationship. Maybe you're fighting for something that's not actually there, right? And so maybe by you winning him over, it proves something for you, because there's no reason for you to be in this relationship where he's consistently rejecting you and he's not really giving you full reason or scope as to why. He's saying he's tired. He's saying he's busy. He's saying that work and he's actually stressed. And so he's saying all these things to say why he's at that point inconsistent with you. And then you see him on the screen, and within a few days, he's out here fumigating in a particular area where he doesn't need to be. There at that point, then you have to really look at it and go, so why was I really staying? And so I think for Halle, and someone said that he was staying because of the kid. I think for him, what I didn't like, it wasn't actually him going with the Mia situation. What I didn't like is the fact that if Nancy stays, she's going to lose her rag and doo-doo, because he's willing to minimalize what actually happened.
Yeah.
Right. Very much like Kuda did the same way too, right? He minimalized. We didn't even talk about that with Kuda, but same thing he did, right? Which is that you stepped out of bounds. You cheated. But you going on like, you know what? I don't want this one little mistake. One little mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't one little mistake.
Yeah.
Once
you slept
a little mistake.
Yeah.
And
no, he
that
tried
for me
it.
told me everything. He tries it. And that for me tells me everything, that he's going to test you and see if you're going to really leave him, because for him, the benefits of him is, say, he's got a good mother on his hands. He can, sporadically have sex whenever he wants to have, whatever. There's a power in this thing as well. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean it in a way of, if you allow yourself to be in a position where you can be used. I mean, if the shopkeeper tells you it's free, who's paying for it? Nobody. You're going to take it for free. So if someone presents himself in a way that it can be easily taken, someone like him, he going to take you as much as he can. And I feel like that minimalization that he did, and then when people were asking him questions and saying about why he did what he did, he then put up this massive wall and became sullen and sulked about the situation, when it wasn't one mistake. It wasn't even a, you were touching, or you actually had sex, my guy. So like in that space, take ownership, be accountable, and actually own it for what it actually is. But he didn't do that, because really and truly, Nancy is not his type. And it's sad to see, actually. It's like, bro, if that's not your type, leave her alone.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Seriously.
She's such a stunner. Yeah, no, everything you said, it is that. I just didn't want it to be precisely that. I wanted more. You know what it is? It's when he's talking, it's like you think, is he got more depth to him? Is there going to be something else to it? He talks like there's more to him. And even when I thought, no, you're full of bullshit, it's when he mentioned the ancestors that I literally, oh, here we go. I was like, okay, you're just bullshitting because you do like what you like. So
Yeah.
this woman in it, free her. Like she
And that's
doesn't prove to you that you know what, I can convert this man. Like my body is banging enough. If he only just like he's gonna sex his way to see who I am. That ain't gonna happen. Just free yourself. But I think because Nancy wasn't straight away like I'm over this immediately, and her thing was, did they use a condom? Is that what? That should be neither here nor there. You should be ready to cut loose. So if he says, "Yeah, we used a condom," does that negate? Is that like actually I can forgive you because you were being safe even though you were cheating on me? Like I don't know if Nancy is ready to truly be like, I'm done with this dude. And I do think there's a part of him that is, for the show of it, I'm going to stick with this woman because essentially I can see that she's a good enough woman. If only she would shut up about sex, but I could keep her there. It's
Do you
a
know
horrible
what I
situation.
think is that I think that was a good point that you said earlier, just about the whole ancestors thing, because that is Nancy's bag, that
Yeah,
she is like in touch with, the ancestors and the spirituality and all of that kind of stuff. Like he's signaling to her
yeah,
basically, like, this is, it was just a mistake. This is really who I am. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that is where the, potential family pressures coming from as well, kind of thing, because he wants to align himself publicly with someone who is spiritual to
yeah.
make himself look better. That's basically what it is. He wants to make himself look better when actually he's just chasing nobodies. You know what I mean?
And what about Mia in all of this, who just basically just had sex on TV? Like
Yeah.
before then, he's talking to her with sweet nothings. Then it
Boy,
just
Mia
turned
don't care.
into
Mia was backing off her top instantly. She does not care. She does not care at
No,
all.
she's about that life.
She's about that life, mate. She bent
She wanted a
over
black man.
several times and was shaking her cheeks.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
She
big
came in there with a mission.
knowing that he's got a whole woman. She did not give a shit. She did not give a caca at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she said, I'm going to take that man and, do what I'm going to do with it. You know what I mean? But again, it's on him to create those boundaries, right? So, like I said, I just think to myself that he doesn't, I mean, what Bole is kind of showing us is, I always say this about us as men, is that a lot of times sometimes we don't even realize, in a full capacity of awareness. What I mean by that is not to say that we're not conscious, but we're not fully aware and aware of what this means, right? But a lot of times, and I think a lot of relationships actually suffer this. Same thing with Gonse and Manaka, is that a lot of men actually settle, just like we say about women settling. But a lot of men settle, and what I mean by that is they can love you, but they don't like you, and
yeah,
so they can love you because of what you do, but they don't like you as a person. So if you were just to stand there and do nothing and just be your personality, they don't actually like you.
yeah,
When you're doing things, like for instance, Nancy takes care of his kid, they can fall in love with you because
yeah,
you're doing things. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, they don't like you. And I think what Bo just kind of showed us was that this like that he had for Nancy. That's why he can't get an erection. That's why he can't sleep with her. That's why he can't have sex with her. There's actually a disgust, and that's an emotion. And disgust is
yeah,
concerned with rejection.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's able to have that disgust for Nancy tells us that it's a very strong dislike that he has for her.
yeah,
He's actually doing is he's not being true to himself. He's a liar of
yeah,
himself. He's not being true about what he actually really wants. And because he's not able to go after that, he's settled with someone like Nancy. Now, of course, we see a race interplay here, which is very different. But there's a lot of people, even within their own race, don't like that particular person. And not necessarily to do with race, but you don't like that woman. And it shows in the way that you move. Very much like we were saying with how Pretty didn't necessarily like Sia. You know that
yeah,
because you cut off certain parts of you and certain behaviors. People that like each other move the world for each other. If you ever see two people that like each other, they're willing to move the sun, the star, and the moon for that person because they like that person. But when you see people don't like each other, you see that they can move something, but it's like, but you have to do it for me. And you got to do
yes,
this for me. You got to do this for me. And they're so concerned about that because really, they don't like you.
yeah,
They want you because they want a boyfriend, they want a girlfriend, they want a husband, they want a wife, they want a marriage, they want the kids, but they don't like you. And so if anybody's out here watching anything, if you're in a relationship, if you're trying to get in a relationship, I promise you, don't settle for the person that loves you. Settle for the person that actually likes you, because that liking is shown in the way that they're willing to be concerned about you and your affairs and concerned about your life. They're willing to move things for you and do things for you. They make exceptions for you. They're really concerned about you as a person. They're concerned about you and your well-being. People that love you are more concerned about what role you can play in their lives as well.
You know what, actually, you're saying that Bohali actually did. Remember, whenever he was speaking about Nancy, he kept on talking about her lack of ambition.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like she doesn't really do anything. Like, she doesn't talk about money. Like, she you know, there's not much to her. He really painted that picture of her. Like, there's nothing actually about her. And then framing it in, like, you know, I need somebody to really stimulate my mind. Like, but
do you know what it's similar to? You know, Kieran and Christina from Maths. Kieran said exactly the same thing. Yeah. Like, you know,
and you just weren't on the chick. You just weren't on her at all. Yeah. At least Kieran did just free her.
Yeah. I mean, he had to.
Yeah.
He had to. Serious.
But that's true. Yeah, no, that is so true. We haven't heard one nice thing that Bohali has said about Nancy. Other than the looking after the kids thing, like, and accepting his child. That's literally it. We know nothing good about Nancy, actually, from his side. He hasn't said anything like she's caring, he hasn't said anything nice about her.
Yeah. He's very self-centered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's extremely self-centered. Ridiculous. So yeah, that's all the couples. So do we think they're going to stay together, actually, Nancy and Bohali?
This one I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No? I think she's done. I'm going to put it out there. I think she's done.
Yeah.
I think she's done. Yeah. I'm hoping so. I'm going to be optimistic.
It's okay to be optimistic. It's okay to be optimistic. Yep.
Yeah. But sometimes it hurts. But yeah. But she's done. I think she's done.
I want her to be done because I don't want her to fall victim to the reality TV black women being done over shit.
Yeah.
So I want her to see it and really be like, you know, I've always felt this about him. And now he's played it out for me. He's even slept with a white woman. It's cool. I'm ready to bounce. I want that for her. I don't want her to forgive him.
It's painful. Yeah. This is painful.
It's very. I hope she walks away. You know what I mean? Like, it's understandable to talk. Yeah. You know, I understand that, you know, after this situation, someone cheats on you, it does take a hit on you. So I expect there to be conversations. I expect there to be some talks. I expect there to be, you know, you guys meeting up, trying to figure it out, like what happened and stuff like that. So I expect that. I hope though that she has the strength to be able to choose her and be like, this is not it. You know what I mean? Because like you said as well, Nana and Sads, is that this is happening before then, right? This you felt something was wrong before then. So this is now your confirmation that there is something wrong and something that needs to be sorted out, meaning it's time for you to walk away. So I really hope that she's able to walk away and just say, leave it alone, because what will happen is if she does stay with him, he is going to pigeonhole you into this mother role, big you up in the mother role, but that's all you'll ever be. And then he will cheat on you.
All the time. He probably has already.
All the time.
I think we can probably safely say that man has been smashing.
Oh, 100%.
There was no lack in I can have sex when I want to have sex when he met me. It's like, no, he's been out here. He's been doing this thing, definitely. He's been getting this really wet. That's happened.
The snowiest of the bunnies, mate. That's what he's on. That's what he's on.
I thought maybe she had a little something in there because she said about her curls. So I thought maybe she had a little.
I thought that was just trying to just say buzzwords like, oh, I've got curls too. So maybe. No, babe. No.
I mean, she may do, but either way, she's still a snow bunny.
Yeah. She really is.
The snow is falling.
She did not care. The thing is that she had absolutely, I know it's their job and everything like that, but she didn't have any boundaries. So like you see like Star, like she didn't go the way with my guy, right? Do you know what I mean? But she used the excuse. Well, I don't know if it's an excuse, but to me, I read it as an excuse. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're drunk. Like, let's not do stuff. Do you know what I mean? So you can be flirty. You can do those. You can sleep in bed with someone, but you don't have to go the extra mile. And Mia was just like, yeah, I'm on it. I don't
Yeah.
care that you look like a giant troll. I'm on it. I'm on you.
She found that man. She found that man attractive.
She
So
did.
she found that
She
man attractive.
liked
That's why she did
him.
that.
She was
She-
moaning like she was in love. Did you see her face at the end? Like,
yeah, she
what
liked
are
him.
you
She was
doing?
on
Yeah,
him.
she was in tears. She was almost in tears. So listen, he might end up finding her after the show, and they could be together. So
Definitely.
This
She
is
would
it.
have it
you know,
again. Like, she liked him. That was her type to a T.
Mhm.
Honestly.
yeah,
Yeah.
And he said that of her as well. He was like, that's
yeah.
my
He may have just
type.
found love.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, get with your
Maybe
type.
they asked her. Yeah.
Give
In
me
it,
a-
free Nancy, man. Free her. She'll get snapped up in a
Jay.
hot minute. No, seriously. Don't need to worry about Nancy. She's good. She'll be good. She'll be good.
Someone said no way. Mia likes Bahale.
Do you have any interesting comments at all?
See, I haven't seen anything. People are asking about later daters.
Oh, yeah. I saw a clip of
I
that.
started watching, but I haven't finished watching it.
Okay. Is
started.
it good so far?
It's alright, you know. Yeah, just
Yeah.
old people are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah. They're just as crazy as we are.
They're stuck in their ways, isn't it? Now and they're rude.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be. So yeah, everything's all right.
Okay.
Someone said Mia's a. I just think Mia's on job. That's what I'm saying. Mia came in there to have. Someone said came to have fun. She said she's coming for a job, and she's auditioning. So she gonna win this audition, and do her thing. So.
But you
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
like
judge
take
her.
your job really seriously. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's
If I came in there, before, when I was in Egypt, I would take my job very seriously. You know what I mean? I would absolutely. What? I'm in there to steal someone's girl for free.
Sex on camera though. That's crazy.
Would you do that? Would you go that far?
Why the first problem was, if you knew you were gonna do that, why wasn't the covers rolled up? You know what I'm saying? That's my first thing. You know what I mean? I would find where the cameras are not going to be. This is me thinking in a very, very calculated way. You know what I mean? Would I do it? I probably would. Not now. I'm a changed man. Thank you, Jesus. But back in the day, if you had put me in that position, yeah, let's find a space. And there's so many because cameras are not there, and you know what I mean. You wouldn't have known about it because the cameras would have been there. But I get it, man.
But you would do it.
Well, if I'm on job, I'm on job. Listen, some of us live some certain lives. Some of us are, as Liam Nelson said, some of us got a particular set of skills. You know what I'm saying to you?
Not particular set of skills.
You know what I mean? But we've changed now. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But that's because again, my morals are in the bin at that point in time. At that point in time, my morals were in the bin. So I'm not thinking about other people's relationships or anybody else's thought process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we're changed now. It's not the same way, but you know what I mean. But again, it's different for men than it's for women. So
yeah. I feel like Mia was on it. She genuinely looked a little bit sad leaving. I feel like she's on it, but I don't know. That could all be a part of the act. Who knows? She was
giving.
That's very true.
She's giving idiot sandwich, mate. That's what she was giving us. Like, you're annoying. She's annoying. She's annoying. Seriously. Oh my god. So would you do this show?
No, this is a brand of nonsense. Same way I'd never do Temptation Island. I wouldn't do the Ultimatum. I just think all of these things is sack off the relationship. It's done. It's folly of the highest order to do this show. I think nothing good is going to come of it at all.
Nothing good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You can't be in a serious relationship and be on the show.
Nah.
You're not sensible.
Even to get a little bit of fame, like this is the wild
is too much
about it.
What kind of fame are you gonna get? Do you know what I mean? People just cussing you all the time. I just don't know.
It's not worth it.
It doesn't seem like it.
I don't. Is that a lot of money? But I meant to actually look that up. Like what the?
Yeah.
Someone was saying it was. Yeah. Let me check.
That could be the only caveat that I'm throwing in there.
Yeah.
Do it as a plan, like literally, like me and my husband actually plan it out. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to do it and we're going to play these things. And each step is all calculated what the boundary pushes could be. for us to ultimately try and win, and it would need to be about 10 million.
Right.
43K.
10 million.
It's
looking like maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but this is looking like 21K to me. Nearly 22K.
That's for 43K. Okay.
Oh, 43. Oh, okay.
Wait. What do you put in there? R1,000,000
I put 500. Wasn't it 5?
Oh yeah, that's right. If you say 500, you put 500. I put 1,000,000. So yeah, 500.
Yeah.
21 as you said. Yeah. So you're right. So 20, and then share between the two of you. Ooh, it's 10K.
This is less than Love Island. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, it's not enough.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Not if you're not in a real relationship. Yeah, if you're not in a real relationship, then yeah, it's not worth it.
You're getting 10K, like just over 10K. No way. They costed a visit. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Okay, because he lives, but still, though, this is humiliating. This isn't great.
I feel like Nancy got the worst deal. Like, do you know what I mean? She got the absolute worst deal, and I don't know. You know, like how in the Ultimatum South Africa, I can't remember the name of the woman, but she got her lick back in the reunion. And the guy that cheated with the dark skinned girl,
Ruth,
yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I've remember the couples. Yeah,
but you know what I mean. I hope Nancy gets her lick back, at least. You know, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but
there's no look back that's worth. There's no look back here that's worth. This man cheated with a white woman. you can't beat that.
It's just a little something because it's injustice.
That's a chess move. That brother doesn't even care if you sleep with a black man. He doesn't like black women. There's no look back. You know what I mean? She just walk away. Leave that man alone.
Leave him and his childcare issues. That's a
look back. Look back is her walking away in silence. Like I always say this, like the unfortunate game is rigged between men and women, right? That like cheating doesn't hit the same for women. If a man cheats on you, your lick back is to walk away in complete silence. You pack your bags silently. One day he comes home and you're no longer there. That is the lick back.
It's not enough.
It's not
enough.
We need revenge.
It's actually not enough. Yeah, we need actual. We need layers.
But cheating only works if the person cares. So if they're already cheating,
no, I'm not saying that she should cheat on him, but like I just need I need some sort of humiliation. I need some sort of like, do you know what I mean? Because you know, like in the Ultimatum reunion, he didn't see it coming. He had no idea. He had no idea she was gonna do that to him. So there was a little. It wasn't enough, but it was a little something. It was a little, you know,
a little something. A little something.
Yeah. Just needs something. Joe, maybe not that much, but you know,
it's a little twang.
A little twang, you know. No, appreciate this. So yeah, Ultimatum. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna review that from Tuesday.
Yeah,
that we're gonna be looking at. Have you started it, Kojo?
No, I haven't actually. So I'm gonna start this week, about the end of this week. So.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and get on that because a couple of episodes hasn't dropped. So
yeah,
I definitely let me know if I might join you guys on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Seriously. Oh, thank you. Kindness kills.
Another drop, isn't it? Because this comes out. Is it Friday? We get another.
Yes.
Oh really? Oh god. Okay, cool. Well, let's do the first batch on Tuesday and then the second batch on Thursday.
Yeah. So the 6th and the 8th, I think they drop episodes for this show. So,
okay.
Gosh. Okay. Well, rah. Okay, cool.
That's a lot. That's what I'm saying. They're like, here, might as well just do the whole freaking thing. Make up your mind.
No, they love
seriously. But guys, I think that's that. You know, do you know what I mean? Unless you want to ask us questions, I don't know. I feel like I've got 15 minutes of me. Ask us anything. But that's about it.
Just started episode 3.
Ooh.
How long have you been on YouTube for, Kojo? How long have you been going?
So full time, been doing it since 2020, but obviously I've been on YouTube almost a decade. So I've been on it since 2015.
Oh wow!
So almost a decade now. Yeah. So
that's a long time.
Yeah. You know.
Oh wow!
So it's been good.
What was the thing when your channels like really took off? Like, can you remember what was the series or what was that?
Yeah. There was there was 2 lots. So when there was two lots. So one was first when I did the work around SPAC Nation around Pastor Toby.
Oh
Odubeyega.
wow!
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
must
So
feel. Do you feel vindicated, or how you feeling?
listen, I mean, to be honest, listen, if they deport me, they don't deport me. At this point, I've done my job. If you still want to go to
Mm-hmm.
that place, I've done numerous videos and other people have done that as well. So
Mm-hmm.
at this point, it's like there's nothing more I can do about it. The good Lord has to sort him out.
Mm-hmm.
But and then obviously the actual what took off, I guess, for my channel and where it's going is it was Ready to Love. So Own Network, they released obviously Ready to Love TV dating show. So when I
Okay.
started reviewing that, that's when my channel kind of just took off, and then I started just doing reviews and panel conversations, and that's where it took off. So that's what 2018.
Mm-hmm.
2018 when it really kind of took off, and went on from there. So yeah, man, and then it's just not looked back since. So yeah,
I've
man.
not actually even heard of that show, Ready to Love.
Oh, for real? Yeah,
Mhm.
Oprah Winfrey Network. It was a
Yeah.
big thing. I review a lot of American shows. That's the problem. So yeah, so my audience is predominantly like
American.
80% American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. But that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Oh, great thing.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it, man. I love my
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
people. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
blessed. Yeah, and
Cool.
they pay. Yeah, they make us look cheap. I can't
It
lie to
does.
you.
It pays much more when you get that American audience.
I
Trust
can't
me.
lie. It's so true. It's so
Yeah,
true.
pound it.
It's not really doing it what it used to, is it?
I don't know what YouTube trying to do, but the pound will be it's already hitting. You know what I mean, only good
Yeah.
in the stock exchange.
Yeah. That's true.
Maybe we need to find some more American shows.
I know.
Listen, honestly,
Seriously.
do
Oh.
it. Trust me, do it.
Yeah.
I try to do the UK shows, but sometimes, like Married at First Sight and then Love Island, I just can't keep
Mhm.
up. It's daily content, and my
Yeah.
brain after a while goes into dead rot. It's like I've said that
Yeah.
before. I said that before. I said that before. I said that before. I'm gonna say it again for this day. Like it just feels like I'm repetitively saying things. So after a while, I get tired. So I don't even finish watching Love Island oftentimes. And Married at First Sight UK, I can't finish it because every day I'm like, give me
Mm.
a break. Let me. That's why I didn't do the Australian one either because every day it's like.
Oh yeah.
I can only say certain things so many times. You know what I mean? So
We
I
done
like
we
shows
done
that are
one
going to
episode of the Australian one, I think. We'll do one episode two, maybe. Yeah,
crazy.
that was it. It was just like, no, we can't do this. But Love, I
It's like
would
2 hour
say,
shows.
huh?
It's like a 2 hour show to Australian as
Yeah,
well, right?
yeah, exactly. It's ridiculously long. And there's no black. Well, there was actually this year, but like there's not many black people. There's no black women. That's
It
for
wasn't
sure.
enough. We needed
Yeah.
way more
Mm.
to actually sustain us. And although they say their one is so much more dramatic, it's like dramatics. We still need some melanin in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
yeah. It needs.
Did you
to
guys
be.
review Married at First Sight UK then?
Yeah, but
Yes.
the final week
Usually.
always a struggle for us. Like
Yeah.
people are getting 3-minute rundowns. Like, it's hard.
It was getting dry. It was getting that show is drawn out so long. It's so
That's my issue.
unnecessary. They can make it. They need to make it faster. They need to or they need to show more bits. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, show different angles or something. Like, I don't know. Something seems to be missing, but it doesn't hold our attention. And this is like the second season we've done now, and still the same thing. So yeah, not a fan of.
Yeah. I think it's
format.
overconsumption. I think if you're every single day and then because it's quite intense, it's like I think it's overconsumption. I think I've watched some parts and they have great content. I just think if they would maybe do it every 3-4 days, just spread it out a little bit, just so that you can recover. So that you've refreshed yourself to come to the next episode. Like, oh, I'm looking forward to that. But every day you got the same hook and cliffhanger. Yeah, this person said this thing. It's like after a while, it's like, okay, y'all swap partners again. Okay, great. Yeah. This person's annoying. Okay, it's like, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's true.
Do you put out daily content? Is there something going out on your channel every day?
Pretty much, but now I've kind of reeled it back a little bit because obviously now I'm having other channels I'm trying to do as well. So yeah, I used to do that though. I used to do it every day, some content or whatever. Now obviously because I coach as well, so it's like I don't have the time as necessary to do everyday content. So I'm trying to be more specific. And obviously I got my second YouTube channel. I want to do a third one. I want to do some just fun content. I don't want to think. It's because it's too much thinking sometimes. So I want to do a channel where I can just react to. I love houses, isn't it? So I love watching like content who people go and review big houses and stuff like that. I just want to do just content like that and review it, not think. I just want to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What's the coaching?
So I do relationship coaching. So I
Oh,
coach
okay.
clients. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
around relationships. So
Nice. Good.
yeah, man, it's been powerful. So I've been doing full time for the last like 5 months, 5 6 months
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, man,
How did you
it's been
get
a
into
powerful
that?
thing. You know what? Shout out to the audience. Can I say them first and foremost? Shout out to my audience. They were the one that told me to get into it a
Mm-hmm.
couple of years back. And then obviously I was just talking to the Lord this year and I was like, hey, wherever you want to go, I'll go in it. And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
look, let's go into the coaching area. And it just took off. I can't lie to you. I started in full time this time in, I think, was it April or May? And
Okay.
then it just took off. Literally, I've seen over like almost 300 people like in the last
Wow.
like 5 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's because
Okay.
I wanted to see as many people. One, because I
Mm-hmm.
needed hours personally to
Mm-hmm.
develop the skill as well, but also because I just said to everybody like, pay whatever you want to pay. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I wanted to help as many people as possible
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
And so there was a massive wave of people, probably too much even for my own human strength, but it
Yeah.
was good to have everybody around and help them. So now I've got a big bank of things. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I see the problems. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
What
yeah.
kind of comes up? What's common? What's the common thing that you're helping people with? Or
So my focus area is actually around attachment styles. So
okay.
I help people around how they attach in relationships. So a lot of my work is actually going back into um, back into childhood stuff. So psychodynamic, I guess, obviously. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my stuff is like is 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 showing the link between the childhood and the adulthood. So the reason why you're doing what you're doing right now is I link it back to your childhood. And so then when we do that, we then begin to give you resources or tools to be able to kind of navigate how you enter, how you maintain, and how you operate in relationships. So we do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of things around emotional safety. We do things around attachment styles, for instance. If you know about obviously dismissive, avoidant, fearful, avoidant,
Mm-hmm.
anxious. So we tend to do a lot of work around that because those things actually dictate how we move and in relationships. So for
Mm.
me personally, I'm more of a dismissive avoidant person. So the characteristics of that attachment style is that we're not as trusting of other people,
Mm-hmm.
and so we don't necessarily often when relationships we tend to try and avoid conflict, and we don't like too much emotional inconsistency. We don't like too
Mm-hmm.
much of that, and so in relationships you can become very cold, you can become very distant, you can
Mm-hmm.
run away from conflict in that space. A lot of men that you probably see are probably more on the dismissive avoidance side of things. So that's why you can see men and generalize them because most of the time we attach in the exact same way. And so, yeah, there's a lot of that work that I do with clients. And it's just about trying to bring that healing and that growth and that transformation for them so they can begin to
See,
actually go into relationships healthily.
see, if somebody is a dismissive avoidant, what's
Yeah.
the other side that would be a good match for them? Because isn't it like usually when somebody is a dismissive, they can attract an anxious, but
Mm,
then they repel each other as well. So
yeah.
what's the other part what's a better match?
Mm.
I mean, everybody's better match here is a secure person. To be honest, everybody's match is a secure individual. The
Mm.
question is whether a person wants to be able to grow. That's always the question. It is only if you want to grow, because if you don't want to grow, it doesn't matter whether you're dismissive, fearful, anxious, you will always end up sabotaging your relationships.
Mm,
The anxious person will sabotage by doing too much. The avoidant person sabotages because they're always running away. So it's about whether you want to grow and whether you want to actually change in that space and learn how to be emotionally safe. I was just talking to a friend about this. If you want to be
Mm.
emotionally, because that's actually the premise of where everybody's insecure attachment style is coming from. You don't feel emotionally safe. And so we're trying to give people the language, the tools, and teach them how to be emotionally safe to begin to step out of that attachment and move to a more secure base.
okay.
Okay. That's
How does
nice.
people generally work? Like, is there a set plan? Do you have to work with you for like let's say 6 sessions or
No, well, it will be next year, not this year. This
Mm.
year, I just wanted to help as many people as I can and give, do as many as you can. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
obviously, I was capped because I didn't know that I was going to have that many people coming in, so I had a
Mm.
backlog. So, yeah, but I would say, like for me personally, I don't think we need to have more than 10 sessions, if I'm honest with you, because after 10, I think, I think after 10, at that point, you should be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Like I want to build people and have built people to a point of standing on your own 2 feet. The whole point is you're not supposed to be relying on me. I'm supposed to teach you things. I'm supposed to coach you, and you're supposed to go out there and play. And so you should be able to do that on your own. So for me, I don't. If it's more than 10, it's because now you just want to have conversations. You just need someone just to maybe bounce ideas off. At that point, I'm not even a coach anymore. At that point, I'm now listening to you because maybe I need to learn something from you too. Maybe I am going to learn things from you. So for me, that's how I look at it. It's like I tell every client, you should start seeing transformation and growth instantly, because we're going straight to the root. We're not wasting time trying to fluff you. I'm going straight to the root. I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to dig deep, and then we're going to unearth it. So you're going to see change quickly because we're attacking it straight. So yeah.
Have you had to advise any couples like to break up?
We never advise anyone to break up, even if we feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One, because it'll always backfire on you. So, but I have a really great story, and I'm hoping we'll be able to share it when they come on. I have a really great story of a couple who came to me, and they were in a bad shape. And it took a bit of a while, but we managed to get to a more healthy place of communication. I think the reality of the situation is that when couples come, and sometimes because obviously in terms of how my schedule was, I didn't get to see as many couples this year. But I think the main issue that couples have is always a communicational piece, is that I don't feel safe when you're communicating with me. And that's what most people's issue is that when I'm saying how I feel, you're interpreting how I feel as the ultimate truth. And so there's no room to argue with someone's ultimate truth, when in reality, how you feel should just be validated. That's all. And then we can begin to work on saying, this is how I also felt. And we can then begin to move forward. A lot of times people are hearing, but not necessarily listening.
Yeah.
So I get them just to slow things down, hear each other, and then listen. And so for me personally, it's like we just get them to do listening exercises. And it's really interesting, because really and truly, both people do want to be heard. That's all they want, is actually want to be heard and seen. And we have to just slow things down, because some things happen at a pace. Because you have to understand that, and my final point on this is, what I have to understand is that when couples are coming together, what's happening is, let's say Nana said, Koja, why are you wearing that green shirt?
Yeah.
Right? Now she may have no ill intention behind that. It is actually how I'm going to process it that's going to be the issue. So I may hear that Nana said it in a tone and I didn't like the way she said it. The question is, did Nana say it in a particular tone, or am I projecting that she said it in a particular tone because I'm already insecure about the fact I wore a green shirt?
Yeah.
So we need to, that's what we do with couples. We unearth the real story behind why you feel the way you feel, because really and truly, a lot of times it's a you problem, and then it's a you problem. And
what if you're dealing with someone in that scenario and they're just lying? Do you know what I mean? Because they do. Do you know what I mean? Because like I find that people are like a little bit more strategic, maybe a little bit more clever in those situations, so they just won't tell the truth about why or what they said or how they say it, or they're denying that they're saying it in any sort of tone. So you're kind of like at this like stalemate of like, if you're not being truthful about your intention of what you said and how you said it, then how can we move on? Like, I find that comes up a lot.
I think the reality situations, unless you're dealing with absolute narcissists, which I haven't come across any, but if you're dealing with actual narcissists, then that's completely different, right? But if you're dealing with somebody who's a human being, right, most cases is you can't hide who you are, right? So if you're a nasty person, it doesn't matter how many times you say that you didn't say it in a particular way, there will be a backlog of evidence of what you said and done that a person can bring up to the table. Then you will let you know. So in most cases, people can't hide. Number two, once you start asking real questions and asking people things that start to hit home with how they actually have grown up, you can actually begin to see the patterns. It's a pattern. We are all singing a song that we've heard as a child. So you don't shift from that song oftentimes. So you can't hide and pretend now suddenly that, I'm not this nasty person, or I'm not this person who doesn't say mean things, because it literally comes up. Right. And so for me, when I see that kind of thing, it's interesting because, like I said, intention and impact are two different things. You don't know my intention, and neither do I know your intention. I know your impact. And in most cases, we judge by saying that we know the person's intention, which is actually oftentimes a projection. Though we believe that person's intention can be mean or harmful to us, a lot of times we're projecting, saying, I know your intention was this. And I'm one of those people too. I know I have to work on that. So it's very tough. But I get couples to get to a place where it's like, take the intention out because you don't know what intention is unless they tell you, right?
Yeah.
And take what the impact is. You can still tell somebody, I didn't like what you said. The impact is what harmed me, and still say the intention that what might not have been the intention to hurt you. And the reason why we have to do that is that if you believe the intention is wicked, then guess what? Why are you in that relationship? That person's a wicked person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you? So that's the problem you come up with.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you believe that person's a bad person, then you can say, okay, well, the intention is always wrong. But if you believe that person's a good person and you have married somebody or married or you've dated somebody that's a really good person and it's just that we're having issues, then stop talking about the intention and start talking about the impact. Because if you talk about the intention, you're now labeling them and judging them as a bad person. And guess what? If they're in that space, they can't get out that space because you put them in that box. So I tell clients you should be in a place of inquiry before judgment. Many of us go to judgment before inquiry. And when you judge somebody, they are always going to fall prey to the ideology or the idea you have of them. When we inquire, we say, we're allowing you to fill in the blanks to be able to paint the picture so that I can now begin to see you as I need to see you. And that's what we get couples to do. Just slow it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was very insightful. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Honestly, very, very interesting. Thank you for joining us as well. Like, honestly, like, no. Honestly, you don't have to do this at all. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's such a blessing when we have like people who are, you know, well, what do you call it, have so much experience in this space. Do you know what I mean? That are willing to, you know, collaborate with us and everything like that. And it's been like a great conversation. I appreciate it, man.
Seriously. Let me know when you want me back. I'll come back.
Love to have you back again.
Yeah.
Be good.
We're running
more panels as well. I love seeing your panels because it's like I think one time I was scrolling and I saw El Cid was on one that you had loads of
El
people.
Cid, yeah.
I was like, no, that's a really good idea. I like that there were so many YouTubers talking about various different things. Like, yeah, that's a good shout as well. So whenever you're doing that, let us know. We can come on as well.
Yeah, we need to get our UK people together, don't we? So let's work on that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of shows we need to do. So I look forward to it.
Thank you guys as well for joining us. That is all for today. We are back again next week, Tuesday, for LABRISH. We have news and nonsense on Sunday, and our latest episode will be out when, Nana? Tomorrow. Brilliant. Guys, make sure you book that like button. Please subscribe to our channel as well and leave us comments as well. We always get back to them. Okay. Thank you so much, people. See you next time. Bye-bye.
There we go.